Hi, this is Abby Church, and I had Category 4 Collaborative Learning for part of my group project. And so my question was, how does effectively using digital tools increase engagement during professional development training? In my current role, I do a lot of trainings and meetings, and due to a lot of the COVID situations, we have had to do a lot of virtual training. And so I just want to become more knowledgeable of what's out there to increase that engagement during those meetings. And so what I found from that was new for me was there were lots of strategies out there for how to incorporate more intentional discussions and learning. So it's not just me talking on the screen, but ways to increase that higher order thinking. And so there was also a lot of strategies on how to make your meetings more effective and intentional, such as giving tasks, going over social norms during the meetings, doing icebreakers, watching for facial expressions. And so there's some that was new to me in a sense of virtual meetings, not so much when you're in person. And so I learned a lot from a lot of the research articles I found on those strategies. One of the things that surprised me was the availability and variety of all the technology tools out there. I think just because I hadn't had to use such tools before COVID, since we had a lot of just most of our meetings and trainings in person, I just was surprised at and a lot of the free resources that was out there. Another topic I found that was interesting was the use of individual devices helps with quicker troubleshooting and team problem solving during meetings, and that's not just virtual meetings, but in meetings in general. I always thought could be kind of come across as rude, as everyone's on their laptops or such. But by allowing people to do that, it actually, they said from the research, has become more effective and intentional. So that was one area that I found interesting and was a surprise to me. Some of the challenges that occurred during doing this group project of this, having not been in school for a very long time, was my first collaborative group project. And so Kelly was great to work with for this first timer on a virtual group project. And so I miss that in-person interaction, as it, like a lot of ours was just emailing back and forth and sharing ideas. The time difference, not that by any means it was delayed, it was just not the same as being in person and sharing conversations and brainstorming. And so this was new to me, and that was a little bit of a challenge, was overcoming and comparing it to what it's like to be in person. Another challenge was, I think, because of the pandemic, there was so much research out there and information on virtual meetings and engagement for virtual meetings. And so narrowing down that research was a challenge. And then the last one was minimizing the presentation, because there was so much information. Is what is the main ideas? What could I present that would be the key points, but still allow you to dig further for more research if you wanted to, or information on that. The ISTE standard that I felt like my topic related to was the for coaches. 5A is designing a professional learning based on needs, assessments, and frameworks for working with adults to support their cultural, social, emotional, and learning needs. And so I felt that applied to when you're doing virtual meetings. Some people have a hard time staying engaged when you're on a screen. Other people excel at it. And so it's just trying to find a way to meet all of those needs while you're designing professional learning. And it definitely takes a lot more time and intentional effort when you're doing those things. And so for future items I want to use from this is those engagement strategies that I learned about, like using virtual icebreakers, doing norms at the beginning, which I somewhat do, but not really incorporating my audience. And also taking the time to do reflection and feedback, and not just any questions, any feedback at the end. And also incorporating more of those tools, those breakout rooms, online sticky notes, virtual games. And so I felt like this project really gave me a good direction moving forward when I'm designing and implementing new professional development opportunities.